So go ahead and find a nice seat. And we may need a blanket and a block for this practice if you do have them. If not, don't even worry about it. Props are great for bringing the floor up to us. So if you need that, maybe a book or a small bench, right? Those little tiny stools or a meditation seat or something like that could work as well. And then any sort of blanket or even a towel just to sit on underneath your bum, or maybe cushion your knees at any point may be nice for you. So yeah, if you want to grab any of those now, go ahead and then we'll get started. So finding your nice seat, let your legs get heavy. And notice the weight of your sit bones. Notice how they are even, or maybe they're not so even. Maybe you're leaning more into one and then the other. And that's okay. We tend to favor a sits bone. So just let those get heavy, let them get even. And then relax your jaw. Relax your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. And begin to notice your breath. Taking a deep inhale through the nose and a deep exhale. And begin to imagine this breath moving up your spine, out of the crown of your head as you inhale. And moving through the spine, down through the sit bones into the floor as you exhale. Inhale, lifting, lengthening up through the spine, up through the crown of the head. The back of the neck gets long. And as you exhale, we ground down into the earth through our sit bones. Inhaling, the breath moves up, building a relationship with the length of our body. And as we exhale, it can move down, and you can even move down through the legs and out through the bottom of the feet. Just building a relationship with the width of your body here. Excuse me, the length. And then on your next inhale, imagine that the breath is moving out of the sides of your body, out of the sides of your legs, the sides of your arms, the sides of your head. And as you exhale, everything's moving back in towards the center, back into the midline of your body, so that you start to build a relationship with the width of your body. Inhaling, everything moves out. Exhaling, everything moves in towards the center. Building a relationship with the width of your body. And then on your next inhale, imagine your breath moving out of every single piece of your body as an aura surrounding you. And then as you exhale, moving down to the very center of yourself, to one point. Inhaling, everything expanding from that one point. And then exhale, moving everything back down to that one point. And just building a relationship with your physical body as a whole. Inhaling and exhaling. Exhale your next breath completely. And then on your next inhale, bring your hands to your heart. Press your thumbs into your sternum, pull slightly down on the skin there, and lift your chest up against that downward pressure. Taking a deep inhale. As you exhale, bow your chin toward your chest. Let your hands come to your legs. Lift your chin and open your eyes. Beautiful, y'all. Let's get moving. Today we're going to really focus on the back of the neck. So I'm going to come a little closer to explain what I'm talking about. So, most of the time when we say lift your chin or look forward, a lot of us do this. So as you can see here, the back of my neck is very crunched. The back of my head is coming straight for that big bump on the back of my neck, that C7 vertebrae. So from here, instead of doing that, right, we can bring our chin down, that's flexion. To come into extension, you want to come up to neutral and then continue to let the chin come back so that you notice the back of your neck. It's super long here. And then from there, you can move back, letting the chest lift, and then maybe lifting the chin from there. And the back of the neck stays much longer, and we can look up from here. Awesome. So again, it's that chin tuck. It's almost as if you were taking your chin to the back of your skull, or if you were trying to take your neck into a longer position. So you can think about that in any way, and you're going to start to feel the muscles in your back body here start to work. So that is going to be the theme of the class. I'm going to say head back 1,000,000 times, and what I mean by that is for you to take that neck long and reach through the crown of your head. Cool? So from here, just start in a nice seat, the same seat that you were in before. You can take your hands on your knees and start to do soft cat-cows, letting the heart come forward and come backwards. Inhaling the chest forward, exhaling the chest goes back. Beautiful. As you exhale on this last time, come back to neutral and then come forward onto all fours. With your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips, start to press your hands and your knees evenly into the ground. And then from here, I want you to walk your knees in a little bit closer. Take your right foot back and tack that right toe down. Press down through the hands, press down through the back toe, and lift up your front knee. So we're hovering here in space. The knee is about a couple inches off the ground. And we're just feeling how this right leg gets really, really strong as we're in this position. And then go ahead and drop that left knee down and come. And then from here, you're going to take your left toe back. Tack the left toe down, press down through the hands, and lift up through the hips until your right knee comes off the ground. So it's really the hips that are lifting you here. And we're just focused really on this back left thigh, noticing how strong the thigh gets, how straight the leg gets when the leg is the only thing holding you up. Go ahead and drop that right knee down. Come back into neutral and take a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling, belly down, chin lifts. And then exhaling, pressing the hands and the knees away from each other. Do 2 more of those. Inhaling, exhaling, and 1 more. Inhale to cow, and exhale to round your spine into a cat. Go ahead and come back to neutral here. Pressing your palms into the floor, press down into the fingertips until the heels of your hands come off the ground. So these are, I don't really have a name for them. You could say heel lifts, but really it's your heel of your hand. Basically, we're pressing in to the very tips of our fingers here. We're not bending our elbows, we're keeping those straight, and we're not using our body so much as our forearms here to push the heel of the hand off the ground. What I want to get across here is that whenever we come forward into a downward facing dog, tucking your toes, lifting your hips back to that downward dog now, you want to really press into the fingertip edges to make the heels of the hands light. So that is the whole point of that exercise there. Continue to push down and forward through the hands so that the shoulders come as far away from the ears as possible. Really broaden across the collarbones. Reach the crown of the head towards the hands. Reach the hips towards the back wall. Think heels down, but also think tops of the feet up towards the shins. And you'll notice that your heels will come down closer to the ground. We want to keep a neutral pelvis, but if you can think about it, try to lengthen the backs of the sit bones up towards the ceiling at the same time as you bring your rib cage in. On your next inhale, look forward. Go ahead and come into a plank. From here, press down through the hands and then slowly lower your knees down. Beautiful. From here, take your hands underneath you. Knees underneath you. Take your right toe back. Press your right toe down until your left knee lifts, and this time drive that left knee into your chest. Squeeze your heel into your glute, squeeze your knee into your chest, and press down, feeling your abdomen crunch. And then as you exhale, drop that left knee down. From here, lift that right heel up, forward on that right knee. And then from here, you're going to take your left toe back. Tack the left toe down, press down through the hands, and lift up through the hips until your right knee comes off the ground. So it's really the hips that are lifting you here. And we're just focused really on this back left thigh, noticing how strong the thigh gets, how straight the leg gets when the leg is the only thing holding you up. Go ahead and drop that right knee down. Come back into neutral and take a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling, belly down, chin lifts. And then exhaling, pressing the hands and the knees away from each other. Do 2 more of those. Inhaling, exhaling, And one more. Inhale to cow. And exhale to round your spine into a cat. Go ahead and come back to neutral here. Pressing your palms into the floor. Press down into the fingertips until the heels of your hands come off the ground. So these are, I don't really have a name for them. You could say heel lifts, but really it's your heel of your hand. Basically, we're pressing in to the very tips of our fingers here. We're not bending our elbows, we're keeping those straight, and we're not using our body so much as our forearms here to push the heel of the hand off the ground. What I want to get across here is that whenever we come forward into a downward facing dog, tucking your toes, lifting your hips back to that downward dog now, you want to really press into the fingertip edges to make the heels of the hands light. So that is the whole point of that exercise there. Continue to push down and forward through the hands so that the shoulders come as far away from the ears as possible. Really broaden across the collarbones, reach the crown of the head towards the hands, reach the hips towards the back wall. Think heels down, but also think tops of the feet up towards the shins, and you'll notice that your heels will come down closer to the ground. We want to keep a neutral pelvis, but if you can think about it, try to lengthen the backs of the sit bones up towards the ceiling at the same time as you bring your rib cage in. On your next inhale, look forward. Go ahead and come into a plank. From here, press down through the hands, and then slowly lower your knees down. Beautiful. From here, take your hands underneath you. Knees underneath you. Take your right toe back. Press your right toe down until your left knee lifts, and this time drive that left knee into your chest. Squeeze your heel into your glute. Don't let your knee change. Let your leg stay as straight as it was when it was holding you up from here. And then at the same time, pressing your right hand down, lift your left arm straight forward. Reach in opposite directions and reach the crown of your head and your heel in opposite directions here. Feel your low abdomen light up because as you reach in opposite directions, you're using your abdomen to lengthen here. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, sit your left hand down, sit your right knee down. Take your left toe back, tack it down, and lift your right knee. Lift from the hips and then squeeze that right knee into your chest, squeeze that right heel into your glute. Pressing your hands down, reach the crown away from the heel of the foot, the crown of the head away from the heel of the foot, and then as you exhale, slowly drop it down. From there, don't change anything about this leg, just lift from the hip. Keep both hands pressing firmly into the floor, find that evenness, and then reach your right hand forward. Reaching your right hand forward, the crown of your head forward, and your heel in the opposite direction. Feel how your low belly starts to work as you open up here. Continue to take deep inhales and exhales, pressing down into your right knee, pressing down into your left hand. Keep that left heel reaching, the right hand reaching, and the crown of the head reaching. Take one more deep inhale. And as you exhale, drop your right hand, drop your left knee. Beautiful, y'all. Take your hands forward, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Take one more deep inhale here, pressing the fingertips down into the floor. Find the heel of your hand getting light. On your next inhale, come forward into your plank. Pull your hands towards your toes, toes towards your hands, and reach heels away, crown of the head in opposite direction. Lengthening the body here. Take one more deep inhale, bring the back of your head up. And then as you exhale, walk your feet towards your hands, leaving all the weight in your hands as much as you can as you walk forward. Inhale, rise into your half lift. Exhale, press your fingertips down and fold forward. Again, inhale, rise to your half lift. And as you exhale, bend your knees. Place your belly on your thighs here. Press your fingertips down and forward into the floor, pulling your shoulders as far away from your ears as possible. Keep your chin looking forward. As you exhale, begin to press your hands down and forward as you press your chest closer to your thighs. The more you press your chest into your thighs, the more your hips are going to lift. And then at the point where you can't lift anymore, drop your head. Now reach your heels towards the ground and reach your head towards the floor. Even though they're both reaching in the same direction, it's still opposite. Right? We're still trying to lengthen through both sides. Take one more deep inhale here. Exhaling your breath completely. Inhale, rise into your half lift. Bend your knees as deep as you can. With the heels pressed firmly into the floor, lift your chest by hovering your hands away from the ground. And then from here, round into your low belly. Take your hands on either side of your head like a crown, elbows wide. And then as you exhale, reach up. Inhale deeply. Exhale, reaching the hips and the hands and the crown of the head in opposite directions. Inhale deeply. Exhale to stand all the way up. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bring those arms down by the sides. Pause for a moment. Notice how you feel in this mountain pose, Tadasana. On your next inhale, reach your arms as high as you can. Clasp your opposite hand and take those hands up towards the ceiling as far as you can get them. Really reach up out of the side body, wiggle a little bit back and forth. Reach the crown of the head and the feet in opposite directions. Feel your low abdomen reaching up. From here, take your hands behind your head. Try to rip your hands apart here. You're going to squeeze your fingers as hard as you can together, ripping them apart, letting the elbows get really wide and the shoulders come into the spine. And then from here, lift the elbows, shoulders up towards the ears, shoulders back, elbows back, shoulders down, elbows down, and start to press the back of your head into your hands. And notice how if you press the back of your hands into your head, and vice versa, you're going to start to get more muscle lit up in the back body. Keep the feet super strong. Keep pressing the feet down into the floor. Try to squeeze the inner thighs together by corkscrewing the feet, pressing the big toe down and ripping the sticky mat apart between the big toes. Your upper body should be open and your low body should be strong and stable. Take one more deep inhale. And as you exhale, slowly right yourself. Beautiful. Inhale to reach up. Find a steeple grip. So cross your fingers, release your first finger and cross your thumbs. Squeeze your inner thighs as much as you can. Reach up out of your body. And then as you exhale, reach over towards the right. Hips to the left. Think from right here, back of the head back. Maybe your arms can lean back a little bit more. Can you lift your chin, reach to the crown of your head, press your feet into the floor. And then squeeze your legs as hard as you can. Find the feet pressing down, corkscrewing the feet, tucking the hips. Take your right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Inhale to reach up. Exhale over towards the left. Pull your left hand up and over towards the left so that you can help yourself lift your chest up and over. Find the left side and the right side of the body opening. Continue to press your feet into the floor. Reach up through the crown of your head. Take your back of your head back. Take your head back. Take your heels back. Beautiful. On your next inhale, stand up. And that's still at the front of your mat here. We're going to slowly sink our knees down into a chair. From here, we're going to start to send the hips back, bringing the heart to the thighs, reaching the arms forward, pausing for a moment. And then as you exhale, folding forward, releasing. And just shake it out here for a few moments. Continue to breathe deeply in and out of your nose. Inhaling and exhaling. On your next inhale, rise into your half lift. Step your right foot back into a lunge, and then step your left foot back. Lower your knees down. Awesome. Take a few more of those fingertips down with the heel of the hand lifting, and see if you can really start to focus on the way that the forearm feels as you're pressing your hands down into the floor. And then from here, go ahead and come onto all fours. Take your right toe back. Tack that right toe down, press down through the hands, lift your left knee into your chest. Good, breathe here. Try to soften your shoulders away from your ears, reach the crown of your head away from your heel. As you exhale, set your left knee down. Lift up that right leg and take your left arm forward. So just as we had before, reaching through the crown of the head, reaching through the heel. This time, turn your palm away so that the thumb faces down. Bend your right knee into your heel into glute. And then reach back with this left hand and clasp the inner heel. The thumb is down and the fingers are on the top of the foot. From here, press down through your right hand and then start to drag that right hand back to open the heart up. Maybe you even want to look up slightly. Keep the back of the neck long and begin to kick back with this right foot. Kick back and let your chest twist open towards the left. Continue to pull your right shoulder back. Think inner shoulder towards outer shoulder. Kicking your right heel back. Maybe you can look up over your left arm. Hips stay level. And then as we exhale, we slowly release. From here, take the left hand down. Take that right knee down. Swivel your right heel out to the right so that you can come into a Vashisthasana variation, side plank. I like to walk my right hand a little bit further out so that I can have more space in my right side body. We create space for ourselves when we feel like we don't have enough. So that poses don't look like this, right? We want them to be open. So open yourself up a little bit more. From here, take your right hip, tuck your right hip underneath you. Let your inner thighs move towards your outer thighs. Press your right hand into the ground. And from here, as you press your right hand into the ground, press down and out to open the chest. Reach your left arm high. And then as you exhale, reach your left bicep by the ear. Reaching the heel of your hand and the crown of the head in opposite directions. A lot of the times our heads are down like this, right? So we want to bring the left ear or the top ear up towards that top arm. And then from there, reach through the side body, reach through the crown of the head, reach through the heels. And then from here, as you exhale, lift your left heel high. And then think head back, heel back, head back, heel back, head back, heel back. Beautiful, y'all. As you exhale, slowly bring that left hand down, bring your left knee down, and pause for a moment. So let's do something on both sides before we go on. So go ahead and take your right arm forward. Bring that right hand to the back of your head. Your shoulders are going to be neutral here. I'll turn more forward for this one. From here, we're going to press our left hand down and out so that the right shoulder lifts. And then we're going to keep our left elbow straight as we reach our right elbow towards our left arm. Feel the back body expand here and stretch. Inhale, press down, open up. Exhale, reach your right elbow towards your left wrist. Last one, inhale, open up. Exhale, right elbow, left wrist. Beautiful. Come back to neutral. Press the back of your head into your hands, and then take that right hand down. Left arm lifts. Left hand comes to the back of the skull. Press the back of the head back. Press the right hand down and out. And then as you exhale, bring that left elbow towards the right. Try to keep the arm straight of that right arm. Inhale to open up. Exhale, left elbow to right wrist. Last one, inhale, open up. Pressing that right hand down and out. Exhale, reach. Come back to neutral. Lift up through the back of the skull. Take your left hand down. Beautiful, y'all. All right, now that we have noticed that back of the neck thing, let's go back into the other side. So from here, take your left toes back, tack your toes down, press down through the hands, and lift your right knee into your chest. Lift your hips, squeeze here, really crunch that knee towards the face. And then as you exhale, slowly lower that right knee down. Lift your left heel high. Try to keep your abdomen lifted, your rib cage lifted. Reach back through the heel and forward through the crown of the head. Turn that right palm out. Bend your left knee. Reach back and catch that ankle. From here, kick back, trying to keep the knee in one line. And press your left hand down, pulling that hand towards your right knee so that your chest can lift even further. And if you'd like, you can always look over that right shoulder. Take one more deep inhale. As you exhale, slowly release. Bring that right hand down, left knee down. And now this time we're going to rotate that left heel out. Take your right foot behind you. So you're seeing it from the other side now. I like to walk my hand out a little bit. And then as you press your left hand down and out, think corkscrew. Think pressing the thumb towards the pinky finger as you spin your hand. Your shoulder's going to spin, and then you can lift your right arm high. Tuck your hips more forward. Take your right rib cage up a little further towards the ceiling. Reach up through your right arm, and then take your right bicep by your ear. The more you reach, the more stretch you'll feel in your right side body. And then as you feel ready, press through the heel and reach heel away from you. Think head back, heel back, head back, heel back, head back, heel back. Begin to open your chest up, maybe even look towards the ceiling. One more deep inhale. Lift that outer right hip up. And as you exhale, bring that right hand down. Bring that right knee down. Beautiful. Walk your hands a little forward. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Beautiful, y'all. On your next inhale, come forward to your plank. Beautiful. From here, keeping the hands pressing down, walk your feet towards your hands, shoulders on top of the wrist the whole time. Inhale, rise into your half lift. As you exhale, bend your knees, place your belly on your thighs, and clasp elbows behind your knees. Actually, let's do in front of the knees. Pull your elbows down as far as you can in front of your knees, looking forward here, and then begin to press your chest into your thighs. As you press your chest into your thighs, you're going to press your heels down to lift your hips. And then reach the crown of your head towards the floor at the very last moment. From here, pull your shoulders up away from your ears, but at the same time, continue to pull the hands down towards the floor. On your next inhale, rise into your half lift. As you exhale, ragdoll down and roll your spine up to standing, piece by piece, vertebrae by vertebrae. Once you get to the top, find your mountain pose, Tadasana. Reach the crown of your head and your heels in opposite directions. Beautiful. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring your chin down to your chest. Start to curl your spine all the way down towards the floor. Begin to curl the spine all the way down, stretching each vertebrae away from each other until you come all the way down towards the floor. Inhale, rise into your half lift, straighten the spine. And then as you exhale this time, step your left foot back, step your right foot back. Beautiful. From here, go ahead and lower your knees down slowly. Spin your right heel out, come back into that Vashisthasana, side plank variation. Lift up your back heel, tuck your hips, press down into your right arm, open your chest. From here, we're going to take our left hand, bicep by the ear. Bend your left knee. Reach in opposite directions. Knee reaches away, crown of the head reaches away, and then think head back, heel back, head back, heel back. From here, turn the palm up towards the ceiling so the thumb faces forward. And then grab that outside of that ankle. Now from here, kick back. And as you kick back and kick into your hand, let your left shoulder go and let your chest lift. Think head back, heel back, head back, heel back. Beautiful. As you exhale, slowly release. Bringing that left hand down. Onto the other side. Left heel pivots out. Right toe is in line with the left knee. In a Vashisthasana variation. Reach your right arm high. Tuck your hips. Reach your right arm bicep by the ear. And then lift your right heel. Really feel the outside of your glute here lifting. See if you can get your heel higher than your toes. And then from here, bend your knee. Reach through your hands, turn the palm up towards the ceiling, think head back, heel back, and then just grab the outside of your right ankle. So you could think it's like from 0 to 180. And start to kick back. Kick back, corkscrew this left arm, so think inner shoulder towards outer shoulder, and start to lift your heart. Think head back, head back, head back. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, slowly release. Right arm down, right knee down, downward facing dog. Continue to breathe deeply in through the nose and out through the nose and wiggle here however it feels good to you. On your next inhale, come forward towards your plank. Beautiful. Lower your knees down slowly. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Bring your shoulders towards the ceiling. And then pull your shoulders down into your spine as you bring your heart forward and lower all the way towards the floor. Beautiful, y'all. From here, take those hands until with your forehead down, your thumbs or your hands are in line with the crown of your head. Reach back through your feet. Press the tops of your toes down until your kneecaps lift. And find those super strong legs. So really reach back through the heels, reach back through the toes, reach through the crown of the head. Press your arms down, lift your elbows high, pull your shoulders into your spine, and think wrap those elbows down towards the floor as you press down to lift your heart. And then maybe if you want, you can start to straighten your arms here. Keep reaching back through the toes, reach through the crown of the head. Find the super long spine. The more you press your pelvis down, the more your low back is going to stay straight. And then as you exhale, slowly lower down. Take your arms by your side, your right ear on your mat, and breathe. And then switch to that left side. Take a deep inhale. And notice how the belly is compressed against the ground. Let yourself open up and breathe into your back body. Taking one more deep inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead and come back up. All right, so you don't have to take your head off the ground for this. Actually, yes, we will. Okay, so from here, taking the forehead down, reach back through the toes. Press the tops of the feet down, make the legs super strong. So it's toes and hips pressing, kneecaps lifted. Really strong legs here. Take the hands to the back of your head. From here, press your pelvis down, super strong legs. Press your elbows down, get your shoulders up into your spine. Press your forehead down and do the same thing. And now from here, lift your elbows. Reach your elbows forward, lift your shoulders up towards the ceiling, and then pull your elbows down into your spine, your shoulders down into your spine. Press the back of your head into your hands and lift. Continue to press the pelvis down, reaching in opposite directions. Crown of the head forward, toes back. Beautiful. Take a deep inhale. Keep trying to lift those elbows, reaching, reaching, reaching. One more deep inhale. And as you exhale, soften. Beautiful. Relax the arms. Take your right ear on the mat and breathe. Find the compression in your abdomen. And see if you can breathe into your back body. Go ahead and switch your ear to the left side. On your next inhale, go ahead and come back. From here, we're going to take our forehead down, clasp the hands in the back of the head, and really squeeze all the way to the webbing of the fingers. This time, press your elbows down to get your shoulders up into your ears. And then from here, lift the elbows up. Press the back of the head into the hands and lift. From here, pull those hands apart. Get those shoulders into your spine. And then as you exhale, fold. Beautiful. Keep the elbows back down into the ground. Pull your heels into your glutes. Take your knees wide. And then press the knife edge of the inner edge of the feet. Knife inner edge. Inner knife edge, however you want to say that. Press them together. Start to turn the glutes on. And then lift the knees off the ground. Press the pelvis down. Press the forehead down. And lift the knees. One more deep inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lower. Beautiful. Shake those out for a moment. We're going to take that pose and in the full form of crocodile. So go ahead and take the inner knife edge of your feet together. Press them together. Press the elbows down, lift the shoulders. Lift the elbows, lift the head. Press the back of the head into the hands and then rip the hands apart to get the shoulders into the spine. Really pull the shoulders down, press the inner edge of the feet together, and then lift the feet off the ground. Reach the crown of the head and the knees in opposite directions. Allow the belly to lift in this way. It doesn't matter how far you are off the ground. What I care about is how long you can make yourself. Take one more deep inhale. Keep trying to squeeze the glutes, squeeze the heels into the glutes. And then as you exhale, fold. Release the hands. Let your knees and feet windshield wiper back and forth. And then as you feel ready, take your hands on either side of you, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, look at your hands. As you exhale, bend your knees and walk, hop, or jump your feet towards your hands. Inhale, rise into your half lift. As you exhale, bend your knees and fold forward. On your next inhale, drop those hips down. Lift your chest to hover the hands. Round into the low belly. Take the hands by either side of the head. Inhale to reach up. Press the feet down. Reach the crown of the head in opposite directions. And then as you exhale, stand all the way up. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, arms down by the side, Tadasana. Press down through the feet. Reach the crown of the head in opposite directions. And fix yourself. Fix the clothes, fix it all. Beautiful. From here, go ahead and take your left leg wide. We're going to come into a wide leg forward fold. So we want the toes turned in slightly more than the heels. And then from here, I want you to press out as hard as you can. And then from there, press your big toe down, and then rip the sticky mat apart between the big toes. Now your inner thighs are going to start to come more together. Now take your hands on your hips, and so hinge forward. Feel your inner thighs work for you. Find your hands underneath your shoulders. From here, again, bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Bring your shoulders onto your spine. And from here, walk your hands in between your legs. Keep your chin looking forward the whole time. Keep your shoulders up away from your ears, pressing your hands down and forward. And then start to press your feet away from each other again. And as you do so, lift your hips and reach the crown of your head down towards the floor. Elbows moving back, inner thighs and back of the thighs stretching. Beautiful. On your next inhale, rise back into your half lift. From here, tack your right hip back and walk your hands towards the left. Reach your right hand as far over towards the left as you can, and then tack that right hip back even further to feel that right quadratus lumborum open up. Continue to press your feet into the floor, reaching through the crown of your head. On your next inhale, soften by coming back in towards the center. So don't soften, really keep using your legs, but just soften the upper body. And then as you exhale, tacking your left hip back this time, walk your hands over towards the right. Reaching your left hand as far over as you can. Reach to the crown of your head and press out through the heels. Beautiful. On your next inhale, come back towards the center. Bend your knees, press down, stand all the way up. Awesome, y'all. Go ahead and step back to the top of your mat. And again, fix yourself. Fix your clothes, fix whatever you need. From here, we're going to come into a couple standing poses before we do our peak pose, which is Ardha Chandrasana half moon. We've been working on it this whole time, so we'll just continue to work on that. Go ahead and inhale, reach your arms high. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise into your half lift. As you exhale, step your right foot back. So find that high lunge and just pause there for a moment. Press your right toe down. Get that back leg super strong like you were going to lift your top foot. And then spin your right heel down. From here, rise up all the way into that warrior. So we're seeing it from the back side first. Press down and out through that back heel. And make sure your heel is the widest part of your pose here. And then from here, we're going to take our right arm back, reach back as far as we can so that the chest comes in line with the middle of the spine instead of leaning more forward, right, with the middle of the hips. And then from here, press your left heel down and drag that left heel back until you come forward more. Take your left arm forward and look forward. From here, reach your left arm as far forward as you can. You can bring this left elbow onto your knee if you'd like, and then reach your right arm as high as you can. Tucking your left hip underneath you, pressing out through that right heel, reaching through the crown of your head. Bring your right bicep by your ear, Parsvakonasana. Continue to press your left heel down into the ground. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, come back up into your warrior. And then windmill those hands down. Step your left foot back, downward dog. Contract your quads. Pull the top of your feet up toward your shins. Take a deep inhale, look forward. And as you exhale, come forward into your plank. Press the hands down. And keeping that weight in the hands the whole time, walk your feet forward towards your hands. Inhale, rise into your half lift. As you exhale, fold forward. And then inhale, rise, half lift. Exhale, step your left foot back. From here, press down through that left toe. Tuck it down until your left quad gets super strong. And then spin your left heel down. From here, try to keep your right knee on top of your ankle. Rein that right hip in by tucking it underneath you. And then from those strong legs, come up into your warrior. Now, most of the time, again, we're leaning forward, right? So we want to take our left arm back and reach back. Think left hip down, right hip more up, and you're going to get that right knee more forward. And then reach your right arm high. Looking over your right fingertips, take a deep inhale. Press out through the back foot. Reach to the crown of the head. On your next inhale, reach your right arm as far forward as you can. Bring that right elbow onto your knee. And then press your left hand up towards the ceiling. Your right hand is pressing down and out to get your chest open. Same thing that we were doing earlier with the hand on the ground. And then bring the bicep by the ear. And again, here, we don't want that head leaning, right? So we want to bring that left ear up towards the left bicep and reach in opposite directions. Keep pressing that left foot down into the floor, reaching the crown of the head. Even here, think head back. Beautiful. On your next inhale, bring yourself back up into your warrior, and then bring those hands down. Downward facing dog. From here, walk your hands closer together, look forward, bend your knees, and either walk, hop, jump your feet onto the outside of your hands, and come into a malasana. So the toes and the knees are turned in the same direction, and we're just pausing here, trying to lift the heart and round the low belly, and think head back even here. Beautiful. From here, coming forward, bring your knees down onto the ground. So once you're on your knees, you want to take yourself into a straight up and down position. So shoulders on top of knees, on top of hips, on top of knees. And then from here, just lean back in one piece, right? The whole body is leaning back. And I'm only leaning back a slight bit. From here, take your arms high. And then clasp your hands and bring your hands to the back of your head. Rip your hands apart. Bring those elbows back, shoulders down into the spine. And begin to lift your heart here. Lean back and lift your heart. Think shoulder blades moving up and in so that the heart can lift and the low back can stay super long. Press the head into the hands. Think head back. Take one more deep inhale. And as you exhale, come back up. Beautiful, y'all. From here, pause for a moment. Bring yourself forward into all fours. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward towards your hands. As you exhale, bend your knees and walk, hop, or jump your feet towards your hands. Rise into your half flip. As you exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees super deep. Lift your hands until they're hovering on the ground. Round into your low belly. Take your hands to the side of your head. Inhale to reach up, chair pose. Reach to the crown of your head, and as you exhale, stand all the way up. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bring those arms down by the side. All right, now we're going to do a couple of spinal rolls. Ooh, something in my eyeball, sorry. So from here. All right, now we're going to do a couple of spinal rolls. So we're going to start with side. So we're going to bring our right ear to our right shoulder. And then let your right shoulder dip down, closing your right rib cage towards your right hip point. And really feel that close off and the left side open up. And then as you can't bend your spine anymore from this position, begin to bend your knees more forward and reach down, lifting your left arm high. 2 arms in one line here. And then to come back up, act like somebody's pulling you up against that left arm. Straight up towards the sky, the spine rights itself up, and then you can drop that left arm. And then left your left shoulder. Left shoulder falls down, right shoulder lifts. Left side body closes off, right side body opens. Really lift through that right side body, and then let your knees bend. Reach that right arm high. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, pull yourself back up. Beautiful. And bring the arm down. Now from here, I'll do it from the side. We're going to bring our chin back, head back, right? Lift the chin up. Lift the sternum up. The rib cage up. The low belly up. The belly button. And maybe even the hips come forward. And then from here, you can turn the thumbs back and lean back into this extension of the spine. Only go back as far as it feels good for you. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring the hips underneath you, then the belly, then the rib cage, then the sternum, the shoulders, and the chin comes back down. Good job. We're going to stand at the back of our mat. And from here, go ahead and take your left toe forward. Make that leg super strong. And then as you set that left foot down, make your right leg super strong. And then lift it up, maybe an inch or two off the ground. You want to lean forward, lift your heel up higher, right? And then from here, we're going to open up. We're going to open up, turning the toes to the right, and then close that right hip towards the left, turning our toes towards the left, right? So we're just rotating into this left hip, and we're helping ourselves rotate with our right hip as well. And just find that balance. We'll do this 5 times. That was 2. Rotating to the right. Notice how that is your Ardha Chandrasana, right? And that's the complete opposite. 2 more. If you are having trouble balancing, know that you can bend into your front knee and just tap your back toe on the ground. Because we're moving from our left hip, doesn't really matter what the right toe is doing. Just as long as you have awareness. Come back towards the center, step back, shake it out. And then come back together. Take your right toe forward, step that right toe down, and lift up your back leg. Super strong legs here. And then from here again, to bring your chest down, you just lift your heel up higher. And we're going to rotate 5 times. The toe can turn with us. The hips can open up with us. Oof. And again, we don't have to go very far down. What we're trying to focus on is the feeling of the outside right glute. Opening us up and closing us off. Good. 2 more. And 1 more. Awesome, y'all. And then we'll step back. Beautiful. Now come to the top of your mat. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise into your half lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step your right foot back. Spin your right heel down. I'm going to move back a little bit more. We're going to bring our right foot in just a little bit towards the left foot. And then again, this left hand is going to go a foot out and a couple inches to the left. From here, press into your left hand, press into your left foot, and lift your right leg. You can leave this left knee bent if you'd like. From here, take your right hand onto your hip. Press your left hand down and out towards your pinky finger, and think head back, heel back, head back, heel back. And then kick out through your right heel. Press your left leg straight, and find your full Ardha Chandrasana. Keep the weight in your hand, keep the weight in your left foot, kick up through your right heel, and reach through your right hand. Beautiful. If you fall, that's okay, just try again. Woo! As you exhale, slowly turn that gaze down towards the hand, bend into your left knee, walk that right foot back. Bring both hands down. Step your right foot forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, left leg back, straight over to the other side. Spin your left heel down. We do that so the hips open up, right? Walk your left foot forward a little bit more. Right hand a foot in front of the right foot and a couple inches outside. I have a longer side body than some people, so I like to walk my hand, again, a little bit further. Lean forward into that right hand until the left heel gets light. Now, bend into your right knee. Take your left hand on your hip. Kick up through your left foot, and at the same time, straighten your right knee and think head back, heel back. Press your right hand down and out. Twist your chest towards the ceiling. Head back, heel back, head back, heel back. And then reach your left arm high. Ardha Chandrasana. Beautiful. Take 1 more deep inhale. As you exhale, slowly look down, step back, take your hands down, downward facing dog. Beautiful. On your next inhale, look forward towards your hands. Bend your knees down towards the floor. Toes together, knees apart, child's pose. On your next inhale, come back up, downward facing dog. From here, lift your left leg high. Swing that left foot in between your hands. We're going to take Ardha Chandrasana 1 more time. The second time, the second side, always learns from the first time and the first side. So let's get this super good this time. First, let's start in a lunge. We're going to spin that right heel down. Find your Parsvakonasana. Beautiful. Now keep that action in the left hip. Look down. Step your right foot more forward. Take your left hand towards the floor and lift that right heel high. Press your left hand down and out. Head back, heel back, and take your right arm high. If you'd like at this point, you can bend your right knee, grab your right ankle, and kick back, lifting your chest even higher towards the ceiling. Think head back, heel back, head back, heel back. And then as you exhale, fall out. Just kidding. Come out as slowly as you can. Bring that right foot back down. Right hand comes down. Left foot goes back, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg high. Swing that right knee into your chest and forward in between your hands. Find your Parsvakonasana. Right elbow on the knee, reaching up. Really feel this right hip tucking underneath you. I'm going to scoot back again. From here, step your left foot in. Look down. Find your right hand on the ground and lift up your left heel. Press your right hand down and out and think head back, heel back, and take your left arm high. Keep trying to lift that left outer hip up towards the ceiling as far as you can. That's going to help you. If you're down here, we're just kind of holding, right? We want to lift. And then if you'd like, bend the knee, grab the ankle, and kick back. Head back, heel back, head back, heel back. As you exhale, slowly release. Coming back into a child's pose. Good job, y'all. I hope that second time felt better for you than the first, if the first didn't feel good. And if it did, I hope they both felt amazing. From here, come up onto all fours. Walk your left knee forward, spin your left heel out, and then your back toe, you're going to tuck it, lift your knee, send back through your heel energy, and then set that knee down. Walk the toes out, lift the knee, reach back through the heel, set the right knee down until your left hip gets on the ground. If your left hip never gets on the ground, please lean all the way into your left hip, bend your right knee, and bring it up. And then you're going to take your left shin more parallel to the front of your mat. From here, pressing everything down as if you were to lift up off the ground. Fold forward over this front leg. Continue to press at least 20% of your energy through the back leg and through the front leg. On your next inhale, rise. Walk yourself more towards your front foot. If you can, hook your elbow on that front foot. Take your hands together, Anjali Mudra, and take your right elbow up towards the ceiling. Probably should have done this on the other side first. If not, just fold more towards that front leg, or the front foot. Continuing to press everything down at least 20%. If you can go to 100, go there. And on your next inhale, rise. Beautiful, y'all. From here, come back into that pigeon pose, or all fours, and we'll just switch sides from here. Right knee forward, right ankle comes across, and then from here, tuck the back toes, lift the knee, send the heel back, knee comes down. Walk the toes out a little bit more. Lift the knee, send the heels back, knee comes down. Eventually, your right hip is going to come towards the floor. At that point, press everything down to the point where maybe you don't even need to use your hands. If your hip doesn't come on the ground, lean into your right hip. Move your right shin more parallel with the front of your mat and bring your back knee in. This is considered 90-90. From here, press everything down as if you were to be able to lift your hips off the ground and then fold forward. Continue to press 20% of your energy down if that's all you have. At least 20%. Breathing in and out of your nose. Take a deep inhale, rise. Walk yourself more towards your front foot and fold. On your next inhale, rise. Come back into all fours. And then we're just going to come down onto our bums. Awesome. Now take those feet forward into a staff pose. And then from here, bring your left knee into your chest. Awesome. Let that left knee drop out to the side and then twist towards the left. Take your right hand on the outer left knee. Lift your chest, take the back of your head back. Beautiful. On your next inhale, release. And then as you exhale, take your right hand behind you. Let me turn so I can show you this one. Your right hand's going to come behind you. You're going to lean into that right hip. I like to take my left foot over my right one. And then just lean into this right hip. If you need to, you can walk your hand out a little bit more. I really let my shoulder come up into my ear here because this is all about just letting this right side. Try not to let it roll forward too much. Really keep it on the spine and let this right side body open up. Beautiful. On your next inhale, push yourself back towards the center, and we'll come into that other side. So, right knee is into the chest here, and then let that right knee fall out. Twist towards the right. Kick out through your left heel. Beautiful. On your next inhale, go ahead and come back towards the center. And then we'll roll onto that left side now. Just taking that hand out as far as you need it. I like to bring my right foot over my left now so that I can really get into the front of that left hip here. And then releasing that, coming back towards the center. From here, we're going to roll all the way down onto our spines. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Squeeze as tight as you can and just rock side to side, rock up and down. Try not to let the ball go. You can roll all the way onto your right or your left side if you want. And then from here, go ahead and squeeze everything into a deep ball. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, let everything go, coming into your Shavasana. Allow your arms and your legs to be long. Get all the wiggles out, all the movement out that you need to feel comfortable, to be quiet and still for the next few moments. Allow the heels to get heavy, the backs of the legs, the calves, and the thighs. Allow your glutes to soften, your hips to soften. Let your belly be soft. And I like to pull my shoulders underneath me a little bit further so my rib cage can relax. Let the shoulders soften and notice the heaviness of the backs of the hands. Notice the heaviness of the back of the head. Let your jaw soften. Let your tongue come away from the roof of your mouth. And relax your jaw a little bit more. Letting all your cares fall away. And just be here now with your body and your mat and your spirit. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers, noticing your body in this space. Noticing the sounds around you. Deepening your breath more and more, begin to wiggle your ankles and your wrists. And maybe start to feel like you want to move in a little bit bigger or smaller movements. It's your choice how you want to wake yourself up. And eventually coming on to your right or your left side and pushing yourself up into a nice seat. Bringing your hands to your heart. Palms together, thumbs touching the sternum. Pull down slightly on the skin there. Lift your chest up against that downward pressure and take your head back. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.